I don't shop at Walmart anymore. I know that sounds dramatic, but after what happened last year, I can't even drive past one without my hands starting to shake. It was a Tuesday night, around 10:30 p.m. I needed printer paper for a work presentation the next morning. One of those stupid last-minute things where you don't realize you're out until you're already in your pajamas. The closest Walmart was one of those 24-hour locations, the kind that feels like a fluorescent purgatory after dark. You know the vibe. Half the lights are flickering, there's maybe 12 people in the whole store, and everyone looks like they'd rather be anywhere else. I grabbed a cart, one with a wobbly wheel, naturally, and headed toward the office supplies section in the back. The store had that weird quiet hum that big empty spaces get at night. Muzak playing through blown-out speakers, the distant beep of a self-checkout, my cart squeaking every 3 seconds. That's when I first noticed the man. He was standing at the end of the main aisle, just standing there, hands at his sides, staring in my direction. Middle-aged, maybe 50, wearing a gray hoodie and jeans. Nothing particularly threatening about him, but something about the way he was just still made my stomach clench. You know that animal instinct that tells you something's off? That. I turned down the office supplies aisle, found my paper, tossed it in the cart. When I came back out, he was gone. I felt stupid for even noticing him in the first place. But then I saw him again in the grocery section. I decided to grab some milk while I was there. Make the trip worth it, right? And there he was, 2 aisles over, visible through the gaps in the shelves. Not shopping, not pushing a cart, just standing there, facing my direction. I told myself I was being paranoid. It's a store. People stand in stores. But I deliberately took a different route toward the registers, looping around through the pharmacy section instead. That's when I noticed the woman. She was younger, maybe late 20s, with dark hair pulled back in a ponytail. She was standing near the pharmacy counter, and when I walked past, her head turned to follow me. Didn't move her body, just her head, like an owl. And she was smiling. Not a friendly smile. One of those tight-lipped smiles that doesn't reach the eyes. My heart was pounding now, but I kept telling myself I was being ridiculous. 2 people looking at me in a Walmart doesn't mean anything. Maybe I had toilet paper stuck to my shoe. Maybe my fly was down. I checked. It wasn't. I headed toward the front of the store, walking faster now. My cart's squeaky wheel echoed through the empty aisles. That's when I realized I hadn't seen any employees in at least 10 minutes. No stockers, no one running a register, no one in the aisles, just empty. And then I saw the man again. He was at the far end of the toy aisle, and this time I know he was looking directly at me. Not just in my general direction, at me. And he started walking. Not fast, not running, just walking toward me with that same blank expression. I abandoned the cart right there and headed straight for the self-checkout lanes. My hands were shaking as I scanned the printer paper and the milk. The machine kept beeping error for some reason, making me scan them over and over. I could feel sweat on the back of my neck. That's when I heard it, the squeak of my cart. The one I'd left behind. Someone was pushing it. I looked up, and the man in the gray hoodie was standing about 30 feet away, slowly pushing my abandoned cart toward me. Not to return it, just pushing it, staring at me the whole time. "Hey man, I'm good, thanks," I said, trying to sound casual. My voice cracked. He didn't respond, didn't blink. Just kept slowly pushing the cart closer. The self-checkout finally accepted my items. I jammed my card in, declined the receipt, grabbed my bag. The exit was right there, maybe 40 feet. I could see my car in the parking lot through the glass doors. But when I turned to leave, the woman with the ponytail was standing directly in front of the exit doors, arms at her sides, smiling that same horrible smile. Behind me, I could hear the squeak of the cart getting closer. My brain was screaming at me to run, but my body felt like it was moving through water. I veered left, toward the garden center exit instead, the one on the far side of the store. My shoes slapped against the linoleum as I speed walked, then jogged, then ran. The garden center was dark, completely dark. No lights on at all. But the door was there. I could see the push bar glowing from the emergency exit sign. I slammed into it, and it didn't open. I pushed again, throwing my shoulder into it. Nothing. It was locked. Since when do emergency exits lock? Isn't that illegal? That's when I heard footsteps behind me. Multiple sets, not running, walking. Slow, deliberate footsteps echoing through the darkness of the garden center. I spun around and could see silhouettes, 3 of them now. The man in the hoodie, the woman with the ponytail, and a third person I hadn't seen before. Someone taller, wearing what looked like a Walmart vest. They were just standing there in the darkness, maybe 20 feet away, watching me. "What do you want?" I shouted. My voice sounded pathetic and small. No response. They just stood there. I pulled out my phone to call 911, and that's when I realized no signal. Full battery, but 0 bars. I looked back up, and they'd moved closer. I didn't hear them walk, didn't see them move, but they were closer. 10 feet now. I backed up against the locked door, my bag of printer paper and milk clutched to my chest like it would protect me. I was making these embarrassing whimpering sounds, like a scared dog. The man in the hoodie tilted his head, studying me. Then he reached into his pocket. I was sure this was it. This is where I get murdered in a Walmart garden center for no reason. This is how I die, over printer paper. But he didn't pull out a weapon. He pulled out a phone, his phone, and he held it up, screen facing me. It took my eyes a second to adjust, to understand what I was seeing. It was a photo of me, in my car, in my driveway, at my house. I could see my house number on the mailbox. The photo was from that afternoon. My knees almost gave out. The woman with the ponytail pulled out her phone too. Another photo, me at the gas station earlier that day, and the third person, the one in the Walmart vest, held up their phone. Me walking my dog that morning. They'd been following me all day, and I never noticed. The man in the hoodie finally spoke. His voice was flat, emotionless. "We just wanted to meet you properly." I was crying now, full-on sobbing. "Please, I don't understand. What do you want?" The woman's smile widened. "We've been trying to reach you about your car's extended warranty." And all 3 of them started laughing. Not normal laughing. This synchronized mechanical laughing that didn't sound human. Then the lights in the garden center came on, fluorescent bulbs flickering to life. And I could see them clearly now. Normal-looking people. No weapons, no obvious threat. But something was so fundamentally wrong about them. The way they stood, the way their eyes didn't blink at the same time, the way they moved just slightly out of sync with each other, like puppets with loose strings. The man took a step closer. "The door's unlocked now. You can leave." I didn't trust it, but I reached behind me and pushed the bar. The door swung open. Cold night air hit my face. I ran. I didn't look back. I ran across the parking lot, fumbled with my keys, threw myself into my car, locked the doors, and peeled out of there doing at least 50 in a parking lot. I kept checking my rearview mirror the entire drive home. No one was following me. When I got to my house, I circled the block 3 times before pulling in. I checked every window, every door, twice. I didn't sleep that night. The next morning, I called the Walmart to report what happened. The manager sounded bored, said they'd review the security footage, called me back 3 hours later and told me their cameras were down for maintenance between 10 p.m. and midnight that night. No footage of anything. But here's the thing that made me finally lose it. 2 weeks later, I got a package in the mail. No return address. Inside was a printed photo of me in that Walmart that night, in the garden center, backed against the door. You could see the terror on my face, and written on the back in neat handwriting, "Thanks for shopping with us. Please come again soon." I moved 2 months after that, changed my phone number, deleted all my social media. I never found out who they were or what they wanted. Maybe it was some sick game. Maybe they got off on scaring people. Maybe I was just unlucky. But sometimes, late at night, I'll be at a Target or a grocery store, and I'll see someone just standing there, staring at nothing. And I'll wonder if they're waiting for someone. I wonder if they're waiting for you.